these little tiny things you can't see are the components of the gunner's magazines. So there's two half shell pieces, a front and a back. The front part is wooden looking. The rear part looks like metal. That is a piece that goes around, and I'm starting by putting a little bit of glue and adding it to the back metal piece. And I did it edge on so that, how can I describe this? I want to make as much room as possible so that the actual magazine will slide in there. So this edging, the half shell part is not on the, it's not on the inside, it's not wrapped around, it's actually edged up because I want to make sure that there's a little, see, because you could put that and wrap that around so that it's like encasing the edge, but it's not. It's just touching the edge and going around in that curve. Once I got one part done, then I go ahead and try to put some more. See, I'm putting glue on the edge of the wrapped piece, which means I want that to end up just going around that form. So I grab this, and it's already been pre-shaped a little bit, but I try to make it so that it matches up against that gray half shell piece. I realize you can't see much here, but man, I got to figure out how to get better, closer pictures. I don't know how people do it. Anyway, just making sure it's good. Notice it's longer than it should be, and I don't know why. So far, all the ones I've made have been longer, and what I do is just trim off the tip, which I guess is fine. It's better to having it short. Now, once that's on, notice I've grabbed it with a pair of tweezers that are sort of the spring kind that hold shut, and that way I can hold on to the piece itself, and the blades of the tweezer are thin enough that I can then take the brown piece and add it. Once I get it the right way, add it right on top of the edge that I just put down. Now you make a little sandwich here, and with, of course, an opening for the hamburger that slides in the top. And now I'm just taking time to very carefully kind of touch it. This is very delicate, but you're just barely touching things to make sure the shape is right, making sure glue is being contacted, all that. This little piece is a teeny weeny piece that's going to be a bracket that holds it onto the inside of the fuselage. So the tips get bent down at 90 degrees, and then that whole kit and caboodle gets glued onto the back of this thing. Oh, and there I'm just trimming off a little tiny piece of the wooden part that was the wrap. And now, if you could actually see this, you'd see that I'm just repositioning here a little bit. But this is the actual housing. And you're going to slide that piece in. Now I've put some glue on the edge of the bracket, and it goes on the back side, and it's just level with the top. So that's on, and all I did is make sure that it's even and straight and all that, because that's the part that's going to glue to the fuselage. So the actual pouch that holds the magazine is actually proud of the side of the fuselage. Excuse me, interior. In the background there, you can see, oh, Butterfingers, you can see the little black thing there. That is one of the magazines. And it is actually a piece of paper onto some thicker cardboard stock. And believe it or not, I couldn't believe this. They slide right in. And I thought when I made the first one, there's no way that's going to happen. So there's adding a little bit of glue on the inside so that it will hold the magazine once I get it in there. And then I just pick up the magazine, drop it in, give it a little push, and there it is. Now, in the side of the fuselage, you can see I've already put one in, but there's little markings there, little lines show you where those pieces go. So I add a little bit of glue along that line, and then carefully pick one of these up. I have to let it drying a while, and just line it up so that rear bracket is touching the glue. And you can see the rear, there's two that are in line there, and then the other two next to it are in line with each other, slightly raised. Put a little pressure on there, and they're in. And so I need to put 1,600 of these in. No, not really. 4 on one side and 4 on the other. But when they get in there, it'll look really cool. And then the gunner has some ammo. So rear is getting better and better.